We did scrapbooking together, we did thrift shopping together. We enjoyed life together. And you wouldn't think Carol and I would be friends. I'm a cursor. And we know Carol cursed in the car, some of you may not know that, but I'm a cursor. And so different from her. So very different. And she was so non-judgmental. Carol accepted me for me. And I went through a really devastating time in my life a few years ago. And financially, it hit me much harder than I anticipated. And Carol showed up. I had to relocate and basically start over. And Carol showed up at my house with a tin can and said, she used to come and bring dog food and cat food or just groceries, and she showed up with a tin can the one day and she said, I have this for you. You don't have to open it right now. It's money that each time I did laundry, the money would be put in this can. And I want you to have it. That way you know if you need milk, if you need bread, you have it. I would not open it.
I think there's a 20 in there.
I would not open the can because I didn't need it because I had such good people in my life, other friends and family, but I have that can as a reminder of who she was, genuinely was, and she is an example.
Yeah.
I will miss her forever, and it is surprising that we were such good friends.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for that.
I'm just going to turn this around. No, Carol didn't swear, but I think she liked people who did because she lived next door to me. And I don't know anything about my house. So, is there anyone else?
Hi, I'm friends with a neighbor of Carol and Linda, Betty, or Betty Ann with the cats. I feel blessed that, so they were Pound girls, not Maria Grady girls, but we separated after high school and then got together by chance 25 years later. And because of that, then myself and my one friend Dorothy that's here got to join with Sharon, their neighbors, a group of friends, like a girls group. And Sharon would give this, a party every December of just, games and fun and trivia. And Carol was part of that group. And I just feel so blessed to have met her because I never would have otherwise, and Linda too. And the other thing that I'm really thrilled to share, and I will always think of Carol and Linda every summer, is the love of butterflies and growing them. And just the monarchs, because I had just visited my brother in Boston, who was raising monarch butterflies from eggs, and we had a dinner for a birthday that summer, and I remember telling about that, and then Carol and Linda said, we do this, or I might have the history wrong of the timing, but it was like, oh my gosh, these two lovely people, and they share this wonderful, thing of raising these monarch butterflies. So I would say plant milkweed.
There are seeds back there.
Good. In honor of Carol. And if you don't want them in your yard, just plant them anywhere, because I think, every time I see a butterfly, I know I'll always think of Carol. And the other thing she introduced was, which is coming to an end, it's a show, This Is Us. And I remember her recommending it, and it came on the other night, and I thought, oh, Carol's not getting to see the end of this series.
I couldn't watch it
that I
for a
know.
while, but I watched it again. 'Cause that was our show.
Yeah. But she's just, you know, she was just wonderful in a way. Like, I've learned so many nice things about her here that I had no idea about. She's just a warm-hearted soul, and she was never, you know, wanted to flaunt it, or she just was quiet about it, and that's a true Christian, I think, like, to go on the religious side. But so thank you.
Thank you.
Whoops. Linda, not to put that gin back.
I know.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mary, and this is my friend Denise, and we are grateful members of Al-Anon. I met Carol in May of 2018, after I had retired from working for PICO for 43 years. So our paths have never crossed, but even though my time with Carol was much shorter than many of you, I am so much richer as a human being for going Carol. The things that she taught me, the things that I felt when I was with her, the things I feel right now in this room, the love that she had, that she freely shared and gave to everyone. And to this day, we still talk in our meetings about Carol. There was never a mean, unkind word that came out of her mouth. She was always loving, giving, helpful, a tremendous friend. It's emotional for me to be here today because I'm not sure how many of you know the story
Yeah.
of when Carol and I got even, I guess, took our friendship to a different level. It was in March when the COVID first came. And we were planning to go on a ladies' trip up to northern New Jersey to see some Irish tenors and comedians. It was a bus trip. We'd pay $85, and it's going to be like 6 of us. And I had gone. I own a home in Wildwood, and I was down at my house in Wildwood because it was Atlantic City's restaurant week. So I'm down there, and I'm getting like text messages and phone calls that COVID's hitting, and at this point, the bus trip is canceled. And I talked to Carol, you know, we're like bummed and stuff like that, but okay, you know, we'll get past it. We had no idea that things were going to get as bad as they did. Well, the following week, we had a meeting, and after the meeting, Carol asked me if she could call me, and I said, sure. So Carol called, and she was extremely emotional. And she said to me, I found out that my daughter Linda has been exposed to COVID. And I'm worried sick, because that's the kind of selfless, loving mother that you had. She didn't care about her, she was worried about you. And worried that you were worried about her. And she was one of the few times that she really broke down and she started to cry on the phone. And I said to her, Carol, I don't know what I can do to take this burden off of you. The only thing I can think about is I happen to have 2 houses. And I'm very fortunate. I'm living in the house in Wildwood, New Jersey, and my house in Northeast Philadelphia is empty. Do you want my house in Northeast Philadelphia? And there was silence on the phone, and she went, you mean you would really let me live in your house? And I said, why not? It's sitting there, I'm paying all the bills, the utilities one, it's got cable. you know? And so Carol was like, that's not a bad gig, you know? So anyhow, she said, let me talk to Linda, I'm not sure, you know? And I said to her, it really, seriously, it doesn't matter. And so lo and behold, the neighbors on Stanwood Street went in and they washed the bathroom, they put clean sheets on a bed. And I said to her, I haven't been there, I can't come home, you know, with everything else that's going on. I said, but do whatever you want. And so that was the beginning of Carol living at my house, I don't know, what was it, 6 weeks or something like that.
There was times she came home to live and I was like, don't unpack.
Correct, yes, she had literally, she had left my house one time and she was going home, and then Linda told her not to unpack. And so she actually said to me, do you mind if I go back? I said, no, I mean, you know, what am I gonna do? But, and any time I ever talked to her, there was such love, admiration, and glimmer in her eyes when she spoke about her children and her grandchildren. You guys have no idea that how much you gave to her, whether you attended or not, but you were the love of her life. She would be so excited when she would go over to your brother's house and you know, she's gonna go see the boys and stuff like that. So I wanna say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for sharing your mother with me, because it was a beautiful experience, and there's not a meeting that I go to that I don't think about Carol. So thank you.
I'm gonna try to get through this without trying to be emotional. I've known Carol for a long time. I had the best part of it. See, she just got to know her. I know longer than her.
It's, what are we gonna do, quantity versus quality? Not gonna win.
And I don't know who loves butterflies more than me. We used to argue about that all the time. We would joke about it because it was just who we were. We just had that love. And I'm not gonna go through a long thing, but I just remember the summer before she got sick. She would come. We had meetings because we weren't allowed to have meetings in the room. So we decided we were going to have it on the river. It's outside, and we could just, you know, say this. And she came all the way from Roxborough. I was like, I don't drive. We used to joke because I don't drive highways. And she's older than I am. And she would travel so far. And I'd be like, can I ride with you? Because, and so she would just show up every Sunday morning. She would come in, and it was just so nice. And, you know, she was just had that. She had serenity, no matter what was going on, no matter. She did love her voice. I have to say that. I'm not saying she didn't love her daughter, but she did love that voice. We always heard that voice. And her son and her daughter, but and boys would put a smile on her face. But she just like she was. She brought serenity with her. If you were hurting or you know in a bad place, she was always there to just give you a smile. And you could be hurting, and she'd be there and put her talk and be like, where does it come from? But she had a lot of years. I had a lot of years. And it's not that. It's just that she just had that uniqueness about her. And I'm so. We were sitting there. We're not going up there. That's what we kept saying. Well, let's go up there together. So that's what our line is. We work it together. So that's how it works for us. And she was a part of that. And so, I have to share this. So after she passes, she used to do a lot of volunteer work. And we used to have a phone where you had a number and you could call, and an answer machine. Oh my golly. People were calling, and there was a voice on the answer machine.
And today, if you still call, and anybody who wants to hear Carol's voice, I will give you the phone number before you leave here. They have not removed Carol's name or her message from when you call AISDB website, and it's out in West Philly, but Carol's voice answers the phone.
She had so much trouble making that stupid.
Well, no wonder that they won't take it away then.
A voice lives on. She's just that. She's gonna be in our hearts and in our spirits. I can feel her here. It's amazing. Just through all of you, she's here. And that, what a legacy that she can still be here and can still feel her. And I feel so privileged that I had the time that I did with her and all the wonderful things that she shared.
Thank you very much.
So I think we're going to be concluding soon. Is there anyone else that had anything at this point? And you know what? You're going to have time to really talk and share stories, and that's really what this is, right? It's a celebration of her life. And yeah, I mean, she's just someone that never, ever complained, not once, never had anything other than kind words. So we were all blessed. So in conclusion, again, thank you all for being here and sharing your memories and your sentiments and your time and celebrating one of the most wonderful people to grace the earth, right? Carol Timlin. And I'm quite sure that she's watching us right now from heaven, smiling down. So keep her in your hearts and memories always. And keep in mind the words in Ecclesiastes 3. There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. And today is a time to celebrate in the joy that Carol brought to us and that she was a part of our lives. So I'll end this with an Irish prayer. Don't grieve for me, for now I am free. I saw his face and I heard his call. I could not stay another day to love, to laugh, to work or play. And if my parting has left a void, then fill it with remembered joy, a friendship shared, a laugh, a kiss. Ah yes, these things I too shall miss. My life has been full, and I've savored much. Good times, good friends, a loved one's touch. Perhaps my time seemed all too brief, but be not burdened with tears or sorrow. Enjoy the sunshine of tomorrow. So this concludes our service. Thank you very much. Carol, thank you very much.
Thank you all for coming. We really appreciate it, and you know, we miss her so much, but we've always wanted to do this, so I really appreciate you coming. There is a selection of some of her favorite things over there, and I'm still adding to it because I was a little frantic earlier. You might have known. But I made a bunch of her chocolate chip cookies, and I put her recipe that she hand wrote onto it, as well as seeds, forget-me-nots, as well as monarch butterfly garden, pollinator seeds. So take that, and there's a little thing for writing a memory down. So take a look around, and you'll see some things that remind you of Carol. But thanks so much for coming.
Thank you.